Welcome to Rogue Media Network. You have a vision, and we can help you broadcast it. With over 150 podcasts distributed locally, nationally, and internationally, we pride ourselves in delivering high-quality professional content that's filled with humor, information, and entertainment. Are you an avid podcast listener? Discover relatable and reliable shows that cater to a plethora of tastes and interests. From enlightening discussions to lighthearted banter, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. You can start your own show with Rogue Media Network. We specialize in providing a platform to amplify diverse voices and perspectives, making sure everyone gets a chance to be heard. So why wait? Tune into our podcast and explore a world of ideas and stories, or step up and let the world hear yours. Call us today at 254-300-7982. Visit us at roguemedianetwork.com or send us an email at hello@roguemedianetwork.com. Join the podcast revolution with Rogue Media Network today.
Gossip at the Corpse Cart contains graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome back to Gossip at the Corpse Cart.
Oh, yeah. I still sometimes am surprised that we made this happen.
I don't
and
know
that
how
we
did
called it Gossip at the Corpse Cart.
And people were just like, of course.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, we're on board.
Decision. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I do
like,
too.
I'm still surprised that we got away with it.
It's been, 2 years now? We're getting away with it, baby.
More even.
This
I don't
is
know.
our 41st episode of GACC.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
kind
can't.
of wild, but this is our version of like a water cooler chat.
Yeah.
We talk about, the worst things that you've ever done.
Uh-huh.
All the
Some
good
weird shit
goss.
we've seen in the headlines lately.
Mm-hmm.
And some good obits. I got a good obit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Lucy.
Oh, I'm Kenyon.
I'm Amanda.
Well, let's get cracking with some of Amanda's headlines. You always
Perfect.
pull out the weirdest shit. I'm so excited.
I never pull out.
Oh my God.
There she is. I just had to wait for you to catch up with me. I am quickly putting a photo on the drive because this article didn't come with any photos, but I am actively doing this to Bill, and I wanted to include an example.
Gaslighting?
Yeah, I was just going to say. You're scary.
I wouldn't say gaslighting.
Okay.
I mean, I'd say I'm not harming him, but he'd probably have a different
He
opinion on
feels
that.
harmed.
Yeah. So here is the headline.
No.
Fiance left, quote, a broken man after partner hid 200 tiny toy babies in their apartment.
What?
What?
I uploaded
Why?
a photo of me with Theodore, my thrifted devil baby light bulb boy that I
Has
brought.
Bill seen?
He's seen
have
Theodore.
they had the pleasure?
They've met, and he was thrilled to know that Theodore would be residing in my office and not out in
Yeah.
the main house.
I figured it would just go above your bed.
I wish. Oh, I should make him a light fixture and hang him in our room.
Oh, yeah. Suspend
Anyway,
him
go to the
so he'll
blog
just
and
float
see what I'm
above
talking
you.
about. So this is actually an Amazon review that blew up, and I'm obsessed. So it says, an Amazon reviewer says they drove their fiance crazy by buying 200 tiny babies on Amazon before hiding them everywhere imaginable in their apartment. The person in question left the lengthy review on the site, and after someone spotted it, it quickly went viral. So it says, quote, hearing his deep, exhausted sigh followed by, oh my God. Because he has found baby number 175 has brought me more joy than I could ever describe. The fear in his eyes when he opens anything because he is expecting a small plastic baby has produced more serotonin than you can imagine, the person wrote. It continued, quote, "He is a broken man. I have destroyed his hope of living a life free of tiny plastic babies. We will be finding these for the next 70 years. I will purchase these again."
Would recommend.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Also, why is this your mom, Lucy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she would do this.
torturing
I think she
my dad.
has 200 tiny babies from like all the baby shower ice cubes we've made.
Yeah, she loves to host a baby shower specifically because of her gallon Ziploc bag full of little plastic babies that
Exactly.
she makes into the ice cubes.
So maybe this...
It could be Melinda and Sean.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh my God, is it?
Maybe.
I just gotta say, I recommend the baby ice cubes because it's also a fun party game. The first baby to come loose from an ice cube and float to the surface wins a prize.
Yeah, that's the first one born.
Kind of like the king cake.
It is like the king cake, exactly.
It's like a blend of the king cake and the dead man's toe cocktail.
Yeah.
The
And
baby
dead man's
touches your
float.
lip.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. People couldn't help but laugh at the ridiculous nature of the review. Quote, "This is the level of chaos I aspire to," wrote one person. Another person wrote about their own experience with these miniature babies. Quote, "Someone did this at my middle school when I was in 8th grade. They would put little plastic babies throughout the school every week, and they would add more and more each week. It concluded with every teacher getting like 20 on their desk. I do not know why they did it.
Nobody knows why.
No, they don't know why, and they don't know who. They don't know who did that.
I love
That's brilliant.
it.
So,
Just leave them wondering.
yeah, get your tiny plastic babies, hide them all over your house, and if your fiance really loves you, they will just continue to love you and deal with the babies.
And not
Dope
ask
it.
questions.
Yeah, exactly. Don't ask questions. All right, next headline. I just found this like kind of wholesome and adorable, but like also terrible. It's not good, but it's kind of cute. Okay. Armed robber made victim pinky promise he wouldn't call the cops.
Oh.
Pinky swear.
Sounds like he broke
didn't
it.
stick to it. Yeah.
I think
He's
so.
going straight to hell.
Seriously. You never break a pinky promise.
No.
An alleged armed robber in Ohio reportedly made his alleged victim pinky promise not to call the cops after he fled the scene. According to a police report, so he immediately went to the cops. The unusual exchange happened after a 22-year-old man was robbed of $80 near a pit stop gas station in Warren, south of Cleveland. The incident occurred around 10:40 p.m., and the news outlet said that the man was approached by his alleged assailant while walking along Youngstown Road southeast. According to the police report, the victim was unable to provide a good description of the alleged robber, who is said to have been wearing a ski mask at the time of the incident. The victim told authorities he was initially approached by the man who asked whether he was a drug dealer. And he's like, no.
He's like, shit, I need some drugs.
Crap. He's like, he said he told them that he was not. And the robber revealed he was carrying a pocket knife and demanded he hand over cash. The report quoted by WKBN states that the robber made off with about $80, but not before his alleged victim. He got his alleged victim to make a pinky promise not to call the police. Like held up his hand.
It was worth a try. I would think twice if I
would
had
give me
made that
pause.
pinky promise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It would give
Seriously.
me pause.
I'm superstitious enough that it's only $80. I don't know. I don't know if I'd call. I don't want to give
only
myself bad luck.
Right?
I'm just saying, if it were a lot more, okay, maybe. But like, is $80 worth a lifetime of bad luck because you broke a pinky promise? I don't know if it is.
I doubt it.
I
Yeah.
doubt it. He then fled the scene on a bicycle, which is like my favorite thing. I love a robber on bicycle back making people pinky promise.
I would not get far.
No.
It would not be
Just-
my vehicle of choice.
That would not.
Her knees were so skinned. There's
Oh my
probably a
God.
trail of blood.
Although you trying to flee in your car while monitoring the 800 cameras that are attached to your
Yeah.
car so that you don't hit anything else is probably also not a super viable escape option.
You're not good at escaping.
I don't think you could flee very successfully.
I would have the crimes that I would have to commit would have to not involve escape.
Yeah. They'd be
I only
more
work remotely
subtle.
these days. Yeah. Remote crimes. Despite making the pinky promise, his victim contacted the authorities soon after, and police later arrived on the scene and conducted a search of the area around the pit stop, but could not find any sign of the man on the bicycle. So I think he's just enjoying his freedom and his $80, and I hope he found a drug dealer.
Yeah.
I hope this
Best
person
wishes.
found, yes, best wishes, warm regards. I hope you found what you were looking for, sir. And I pinky promise not to tell. Okay, this next one, I'm honestly just bummed this has never happened to me, ever. And I feel like it's not fair. So that's what this is about. Here we go. Girl who shared edibles at school thought they were Easter candy, police say.
Oh, how old?
What?
Oh, we'll get to it. This is out of
no.
Upper Arlington, Ohio, you guys.
So much out of Ohio.
I know.
Ohio's
We've got
a
theme.
wild place.
It
It's
really
the wild.
is.
It's the wild East-West. Wild Midwest.
The wild non-place.
Yeah, it's such a, Ohio's so weird. Shout out to Ohio. A 10-year-old girl brought cannabis gummies to her elementary school and shared them with friends thinking they were leftover Easter candy.
Okay, but like 10-year-olds
supposed to
on mild
know?
cannabis.
Oh, I
is
would. That'd be
hysterical.
hilarious. Yeah. It'd be
I mean,
sad.
don't do it. Like,
No,
not endorse.
Of
but
course.
if
But-
it happened accidentally,
Yeah.
Mhm.
If
I'd
an
want to
oopsie.
see it.
Yeah, I'd want to be a fly on the wall in this classroom for sure.
Consent is key, but
Yeah.
But the girl's father, Scott Macri, 43, is facing charges that include endangering children and possession of a controlled substance. That shit's not legal in Ohio. The children who consumed the gummies at Windmere Elementary fell ill shortly afterward and were taken to Nationwide Children's Hospital for treatment. They're probably, what's happening to my body?
Yeah, my teeth are cold.
Yeah. I can taste colors. What's happening? Fell ill, fell anxious, fell high.
I mean, if you had no idea and you'd
It'd be
never
scary.
smoked before, you had no intention of getting high,
Mhm.
it'd be really
I freaked
freaky.
out the first time I ate an edible, and I fully knew that I was eating an edible.
Oh, yeah. Edibles can hit
absolutely.
really different until you get used to them.
Mhm.
Me in fucking Denver.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Now I've been in good practice for several years, so I'm okay.
You in Denver was my favorite.
It
thing.
was absurd, but can you imagine that as a 10-year-old? Poor Bebby.
Yeah.
Court documents say that Macri said he bought the gummies in Colorado in 2018 and used them for a medical condition. You go, girl. You go, Glen Coco. On Thursday, he took them while intoxicated and fell asleep. When he woke up, he put them in a kitchen cabinet instead of returning them to the bedroom where he normally stored them. The gummies were described. Oh, no. Oh, no, you guys.
Oh no! What?
You guys.
Were they like
Okay.
20 milligrams apiece?
Just to put this in perspective, when I went to the moon in Denver, I took like 10 milligrams. There were 5 milligram gummies each, and I was like not seasoned
Mm-hmm.
at that point, and I was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
The gummies were described as 50 milligram THC gummy tablets.
No.
Yup.
How
The
are
five-
those even made?
I mean, you can get some. It depends on the strain and all kinds of shit.
That's
Like the Delta 8s that we have are 25 each, and I can take 50 milligrams of Delta 8, but I can only really go up to like 25 milligrams of sativa or indica. It just- it
Delta
really
8.
That's a
depends.
lot still.
I took one of the Delta 8 ones once, and thinking it was going to be mild, but I accidentally like took way more milligrams than
I love
I
it.
thought. And
I took 50 milligrams in the bathtub of Delta 8 last night, and it was fantastic.
wow.
my
Slept like a
God.
baby. in
Oh,
my bed.
yeah.
The 5 children who ate them suffered from nausea, hallucinations, and elevated heart rates.
Oh, babes.
The girl told a school nurse that she got the candy from a glass jar in her kitchen cabinet. The Ohio marijuana card said that ingestion of 50 milligrams of THC can cause extreme side effects such as rapid heart rate and pain, and that 50 to 100 milligrams of THC should be taken by experienced THC individuals only.
And
not 10-year-old
Not a 10-year-old child on their first trip around the sun.
at school.
Yeah.
My
So
God.
after being alerted of the incident at the school, Macri returned home, asked detectives to wait outside and dispose of the remaining edibles, records state, before consenting to a search.
Dispose
Sir.
of them in the teacher's lounge. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, we know
need it
what
more
you
than you
did. Tell them what you did. And also, I'm hoping for a restful return to planet Earth for those children, because that would
Remember
be
when
so scary.
A child, and this is not funny, but it did occur when
It's
we
probably
were in
gonna be
elementary.
funny.
Well,
Here we
actually,
go.
no, you weren't there, Amanda. You were moving anyway. When Lucy and I were in elementary school, someone brought
a grenade.
A grenade.
Like a live grenade.
It wasn't live, and I was the one who tattled.
good.
We've been over this, I feel.
Yeah.
I
I've
think
never heard this.
We talked about it on an episode. You just forgot. But yeah, someone brought it. The thing had been pulled and it was defunct. It never exploded. It was like a dud.
his grandpa's World War II relic, something.
Yeah.
So you brought it in for like show and tell or
not
something.
a live grenade. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I remember playing with it in Morning Explorers Club.
Yeah,
Toss the ball.
before he'd had a chance to like bring it to class for show and tell, and then it was like, maybe we should like tell a grown up.
No, I thought
my
it
God.
was really neat. And then like in later that morning, because he was in a grade above us and we were in third grade, and our whole school got evacuated and there was a SWAT team.
Yep.
And like, you know, the rumors among the third graders, someone was like, there's a bomb. And I was like, yeah, I know who had that.
Yeah, I played
it.
with it.
And my teacher overheard me and
super
she's
cool.
like, you need to speak with the sheriff right now. So she like brought me over and I was forced to tattle.
Oh my God. This is like a foundational, like a
I
core
remember
memory
it.
for Lucy.
I remember being like standing in the front parking lot of the elementary school while the SWAT team was there. It took a while.
Nothing exciting ever happened at Clear Springs, let me tell you. Nothing like that.
Excelsior was kind of where it was at.
Yeah, really was.
Apparently. God. Amazing.
We had a lot of freaks.
I'm glad that turned out well.
Yeah. It was
And
like
not terribly.
the least bad active bomb threat that we could have had.
Reach out, Excelsior Elementary School alum, and let us know if you know who the grenade bearer was.
I want to know.
I know
where
exactly
you were
who it was.
on
Oh,
Grenade
I don't
Day.
remember their name.
Who was it? We
John,
can bleep it out.
bleep this out. It was
I don't even know who that is.
Okay.
I don't even know who that is. Amazing. Well, fabulous. All right.
I don't think he went to our school for
After that,
long
yeah.
after that.
He was moving anyway. So we brought a grenade to
being
school.
Grenade boy.
He
Yeah.
was definitely
Hard to live that
moving
one down.
anyway.
Yeah.
So this next headline really cracked me up, and mostly because my dad did like something exactly like this in college,
Oh
and
my
we'll
God.
get to that anecdote.
Your dad is such a freak. This could be anything.
It could be anything, but yeah. And there's a photo on the drive.
Yes.
Woman gets stuck head first behind a sofa at North Shields Easter bottomless brunch. And the picture is just two legs just straight up in the air.
You have a picture on the drive?
Yes, I was wondering what
like-
the fuck this was.
It's like a booth that's secured to a wall so they can't just pull the couch out. She's just trapped back there.
And her
with
shoes are like clear plastic heels.
and
Yeah.
like really clean. She
They're
clearly
brunch
just got a fresh
shoes.
petty.
Oh,
She's got great legs.
My God, this
just
is my favorite photograph ever.
It's so fucking good.
Brunch is not for the faint of heart.
Honey, bottomless
brunch was
brunch
lit.
on Easter?
Yeah.
Come on.
I had a
Wow.
friend who threw up into her hands at the brunch table. She was like so hungover, and then it was a bottomless brunch.
I'm not going to say my days of bottomless brunch are over because I love being day drunk and then just being asleep by like 7:30 p.m.
Oh,
But-
3 p.m.
Yeah, but it's not easy to have your hangover start at like 4. That's tough.
Yeah.
Then you can just go to bed.
You just
So it's
gotta
not
be
so bad.
asleep. Yeah, exactly.
So a woman who got stuck vertically upside down behind a sofa in a Tyneside restaurant has been telling ITV Tyne Teas, I don't know what any of these words mean, how her brunch took an unexpected turn. Lindsay Clark was celebrating her friend Julie Jackson's birthday at the 1225 restaurant on North Shields Fish Key. Well, I got there when she got wedged upside down. At the time, she was attempting to retrieve a jacket that had fallen down the back of the sofa when she lost her footing and ended up headfirst behind the furniture for about 10 minutes.
Oh, no, that would hurt.
That's positional asphyxiation.
During that time, so humiliating. 2 employees of the restaurant attempted to free Lindsay by tugging on each leg.
Tugging. Just tugging.
It's hard to get you gotta stand on the booth.
Yeah, you gotta pull
Not
straight
slip.
up. It would be so bad. Lindsay said, I knew they were all videoing us, but it was when I was wedged in, I was like, what the hell's going on? Then when they mentioned the fire brigade, that's when I was panicking. Like, God, this is going to be so embarrassing. Get us out of here.
It's already embarrassing, girlfriend.
She continued.
Gonna be so.
Thank God I was wearing a jumpsuit. I possibly wouldn't have jumped over if I'd had a dress on. I just didn't think. Yeah, you were drunk.
Not thank God you were wearing a jumpsuit. If you'd been wearing a dress, you wouldn't have done it.
That's true. That's true. That's so
What
true.
is thank God? What? No.
You're so right. I didn't even think about
That's
that.
exactly like that urban legend of like a miracle occurred. My sister's house burned down, and everyone died, but the Bible didn't burn.
Yeah,
It's
what a
like,
miracle.
How about the miracle would have been the house not burning down in the first place?
Sounds like the Bible was only concerned about itself.
Yeah. So ridiculous.
Oh
So
my-
anyway, I just tried to grab it and it slipped out of my hand, and obviously I couldn't stop myself. But once I've been stuck in it, I obviously tensed myself up, and that's obviously how I've wedged myself. Obviously. Despite going viral, Lindsay says she's not too embarrassed to go back to the 1225.
Really?
she's not.
She said, I love going down there, so definitely as long as they'll have me back. Since sharing the video, Lindsay's friend Julie got nearly 2 million views and over 14,000 comments. Julie said, quote, the staff were all lovely. They could have been funny about it, but they were really nice. It's not a birthday I'll forget.
Oh my.
Me neither.
So this basically happened to my dad in college. He got wasted and my mom like put him to bed, but knew he was going to puke. So she put like a tall metal garbage can next to his dorm bed. And like she went off and kept partying and then just heard like, like coming from the other room at like 4 a.m. and he had leaned over to puke and he just went fully in and like pinned his arms to the side and his legs were just up in the air in this trash can. And they had to like, they needed to take like 4 people to like pull him off, like grab him by the legs, and, like pull him out of the trash.
Oh my God.
So, you know, it could happen to anybody.
It could.
Yeah, this is common. This is real common if you're not careful. All right.
13 people die like this every year.
Yeah. You know what? We should do a walk for this, like a 5K to raise awareness.
Drunk people getting stuck in small spaces
Yeah.
upside down.
Yeah.
Awareness.
This is my cause. I'm taking up the mantle.
Or rabies
What's-
awareness fun
What's our
run.
color? Pink? I don't think anyone's used pink.
Nobody's using pink. Should we make pink ribbons?
Can't think of a single one. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm making ribbons. Okay. I don't really have an intro for this one. I just fucking love it. And also, we have this like weird Finkenauer family joke now where we've been passing around the same jar of pickles that nobody wants for like the last 2 years. And
Like at Christmas.
like anytime we see each other and it's
Like,
this
oh, hey, I
giant
brought you something.
Well, it's because they're spicy and nobody on that side wants them to be spicy. And this is like so extreme. The pickle selectivism in the Finkenauer family is so extreme. And it's all led by Bob Finkenauer, the patriarch of the family, who last summer we saw them in Boston. They were visiting the same week that like we were out there seeing Ashley and my sister and the kids. They were also out there. And my brother-in-law, Matt, hosted a barbecue because they also live out in Boston. And Nancy and Bob had flown in from Minnesota that day. They get to the barbecue. They had brought an extra suitcase full of old, like, projects that all the kids, the adult children, had done in elementary school. A whole suitcase. Because they were like, we're going to bring these out here. We were going to throw them out, but we thought you might want them. And they're like, you literally flew a suitcase full of garbage from your house in Minnesota to our houses in Boston so that we could throw them out. Nobody wants these things. And then we sit down to dinner and Bob starts unwrapping a saran wrapped Tupperware of his own pickles that he brought on the plane from Minnesota because he didn't think Boston would have the pickles that he likes.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh my.
It's the most Minnesotan shit I've ever fucking heard. And they're like very basic, like bread and butter sandwich pickles. Like everywhere has them.
Yeah, they're just like Vlasic.
And he's like, didn't want to risk it. Brought my own. Brought my own pickles.
Wow.
So when this headline got sent to me, I was like, I love this. And I want to get this tradition started somewhere in Minnesota. So that's my setup for that.
Okay.
You like how I said I don't really have an intro for this and then talked
And then
for
it
20
was-
minutes about how this connects?
I don't really have an intro for this, but let me tell you something about pickles.
Yeah, let's talk about pickles. So this headline reads, mysterious pickle jar keeps popping up on ramp I-270.
What?
So this is out of Des Perez, Missouri. Depressed, Missouri.
Depressing
Yep.
Missouri.
Hundreds of people are following a Facebook page dedicated to a mysterious pickle jar that has been spotted on the ramp to northbound I-270 from Manchester near West County Center. The jar has been appearing on the ramp intermittently over the last few years.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Are
There's
they
photos on
sure
the drive.
It's pickles.
Oh, yeah. Look at the pictures. You can't.
Oh,
The pictures of pickles.
It is.
It isn't clear who's placing the pickles on the ramp or what their motives are. The one thing we do know is that someone has been consistently placing pickles there since around 2012.
This one has a bow on it. It
I
says
know,
Merry
that's
Christmas.
the Christmas one.
Is it a memorial?
I don't know. Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
All of our fallen pickles.
Quote, the Team Pickle Facebook group has this in their About section. Quote, they have survived Snowmageddon, construction, and protesters. There's got to be a story behind these pickles, and inquiring minds want to know. I'm one of those inquiring minds for sure.
Absolutely.
A Reddit user wrote this message to the St. Louis subreddit in a follow-up post. Quote, if you read my previous post, you'll see the jar is gone sometimes, and then it comes back. We as a city should come together and figure out why the jar keeps on reappearing. I think this could be a pivotal moment in the city-county merger if we approach this correctly and come together.
Oh my
Approach
God.
this correct. It's gonna be delicate.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've set up a tip line,
We got to be sensitive.
a pickle tip line. So if you know anything about these pickles on the I-270 ramp going in, down in Missouri, you can send your news tips to KTVI News at tvstl.com. And
Oh my God.
you can write in.
Do we have theories?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
We don't.
we certainly don't. It's just got to be one of those like local oddball. And then I have a feeling lots of people are responsible because if you look at the pictures I put on the drive, it's not. Well, two of them are the same brand, but then these are Vlasic. Like the brand seems to change up every once in a while.
That's suspicious.
Yep. So some posts, one happy post was, we've got some new pickles. The pickles are back at 270 in Manchester. They've been missing for about a year. And sure enough, there's a photo. One of these says, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Pickles took a dramatic fall sometime in the last couple days. Not sure he will survive. Attempts to rescue should be met with extreme caution as drivers in St. Louis suck. But if anyone is willing to risk their lives for pickles, feel free to attempt the rescue. And the pickle jar is just like on its side
it's
on
not,
the street.
If you look at the photos, it's definitely not a spot that would be remotely easy
Nope.
to pull over to.
Someone must be doing this under the cover of night.
Yeah.
Because it's like up on that, they put them up on that wall,
They're not-
on that
it's
retaining
not-
wall thing.
What's it called? Litter.
No.
Because it's a jar of pickles, quite fragile.
And it's very intentionally placed. Yeah.
Who put the
I
bow?
love it. I don't know. Someone around Christmas time, you put the Christmas. And that's funny because one of the times we got the pickles back, someone put a giant Christmas bow on it. So I've actually had a pickle jar with a red Christmas bow on it. So I want to know, I want to solve this mystery. Please use the tip line and, or tweet us if you can solve the St. Louis,
I'm
Missouri
picturing the
pickle
tip
mystery.
line being run by like cornichon.
I don't know, a Cornish hen.
No, those
Cornish hen.
Those little French
She meant
pickles.
a cornichon.
I know, tiny
No,
pickles.
those tiny pickles.
Cornichon.
Yeah, cornichon.
Papier-mâché.
Cornichon.
Never heard anyone say it in English.
Cornichon. Carnichan. Okay, this last one. I know you guys have seen this because I sent this to our group chat with Scott and Blortney, and it's one of my favorite things ever. But the headline reads, 92-year-old grandma posts hilarious rules for her funeral.
Oh, okay.
And they are brilliant.
You should have rules.
And
yeah.
also this grandma is the cutest. I'm putting there's a photo of her at picking out some flowers at a little nursery that I'm putting on the drive. It's so darn cute. So make no mistake, excessive crying will not be tolerated at this grandmother's funeral. Lillian, get a grip. Glow up. Lillian Droniak, known for her 4.2 million followers on TikTok as
What?
Grandma Droniak. Yeah.
God.
Frequently shares hilarious videos about her life, dating, and bingo exploits.
Oh my God.
I fucking
I
love
just
her
want to be
so
retired.
I love her so much. I know, this is my dream life. I want to be famous on TikTok for being old and playing bingo.
And I do not understand. I understand if you can't afford to retire or you retire, then you realize that you need, some extra income and you find another part-time job. I understand that completely. What I don't understand is people that don't need the money and get a job when they've retired.
I
don't get it.
have no plans to
They're
work.
just busybodies.
I do not dream of labor.
I do not dream of labor. One particularly memorable video outlined the 3 simple demands that Droniak, 92, has for her funeral. Quote, "It won't be anytime soon, but don't forget it," she captioned the clip, which now has over 31 million views.
Jesus.
She says, "You can cry, but don't cry too much," Droniak said, explaining that she doesn't want anybody to make a fool of yourself. As for her second rule, well, let's just say there's one person she wouldn't want to attend. Quote, "Bertha is not invited. Don't let her in."
Don't let her in.
She stated in a follow-up video that Bertha is a real person she cut out of her life many years ago and still doesn't want anything to do with.
Seriously? For real?
Yeah, Bertha's out. Oh, my grandmother would have made all of these demands. She had so many people at her retirement home that everyone that she had judgments about. Women who didn't wear bras to dinner while my grandma still squeezed herself into a girdle until the day she died. How dare you not wear
She
your
would
brassiere?
not have been a fan of me.
Oh, no, she wouldn't have. Finally, the TikToker said that everybody better be prepared to raise a glass or several in her honor. Quote, "And you better get drunk afterwards," she said. "Take a shot for me."
Oh, God.
As for why she wanted to make the TikTok video, Droniak said it was all about creating a lighthearted way to talk about death. Quote, "It doesn't need to be too scary or taboo," she said during an interview with Insider. "It helps you live life better if you're not afraid." Oh, she's right. I love it. Droniak, who gets some help with the account from one of her grandsons, helping her with her TikToks. I love that. We need to get Grandma Lynn a TikTok. Like,
Yes.
Oh my! We need to get Grandma Lynn a podcast.
she would thrive. I can't.
Sometimes when we call her, she just goes, "I'm in a dark, dark place."
Girl, same.
Jesus.
Oh, I love her
Is she
so much.
okay?
She's fine.
She's in her 90s. That's all you need to know.
That is a dark, dark place.
I'm in a dark place. Quote, I joke about death because it will happen to all of us. As scary as that is, she told the outlet, might as well laugh about it. You know what? She's right. I will
absolutely
laugh
right.
about death until the day I die. Shout out to Lillian. God bless ya. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your fruitful 90s.
Yes.
They're
Those-
the new 20s.
The 90s are the new 20s.
No.
And those are my headlines this month.
Well done.
Nice
Just some
work.
little cuties.
Love it.
Yeah, so thanks as always to everybody who sent these my way. And feel free to send us an email with GACC Amanda or funny headline in the title. We got a little drop-down menu on our website. Make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to read them on the next GACC Attack.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we're going to hear from our sponsors, and then we're going to get into some of the worst shit you've ever done.
Oh, my fave.
Oh,
So you know that I have tried, will try anything to get long, silky, strong, healthy hair.
anything.
Like, when I say everything, I mean everything. I have a full-blown installation situation happening up here.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, my extensions are incredible, and I love them, but I definitely got into kind of a cycle of, like, over-the-counter, you know, in the checkout line, like, just
Hair masks.
yeah,
and
hair
stuff.
masks, all these things that promise you they're gonna deliver results, and then they super don't. And then you're like whipping up stuff from your refrigerator because you're like, well, that didn't work. I'll put eggs in my hair. And
Mayo, like Big Ed.
oh my God, all the regrets. So if you, like me, are tired of those ineffective hair treatments and are super ready to try something that actually works, you gotta give Vegamore a try. It has been amazing.
Absolutely. Vegamore has absolutely transformed our hair. Their clean and vegan approach to hair health uses smart botanicals that promote visibly thicker, fuller, longer looking hair. Like, they've got some real good stuff in their products. With help from Vegamore, get healthy, beautiful looking hair without the use of harmful chemicals. You would be shocked at how many just horrible for you stuff is in that over the counter. Just all the stuff that you see at, you know, on the counters. It's not great. So all of Vegamore's products are cruelty-free and never contain potentially harmful chemicals like parabens or hormones. Vegamore has something for everyone looking to improve their hair health. The Grow Revitalization Shampoo and Conditioner Kit works together to create visibly thicker hair and improve hair from the roots. So you just massage the shampoo into your scalp for 60 luxurious seconds, and then you follow up with the conditioner from on the lengths all the way to the ends. It's super simple. Also, it smells amazing.
It smells so good, and I got their like special scalp brush.
Yes,
And
that
I
like
use
rubbery,
it. Yeah, it's
spiky thing.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I love it because I will use it. I will literally use it for like putting in my shampoo and like cleaning my scalp, and then I'll rinse, and then I will use it to brush the conditioner through my hair, and then I'll rinse, and then after I towel dry, I use it as like an initial detangling comb, so that you're not like getting a bunch of shed. Like that little handheld brush is a game changer. I love it.
I also like to use it for like massaging in the Grow serum because I have very thin hair like on my pattern baldness areas. So I use that serum in those particular places and my hair is like noticeably fuller.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So with Vegamore, there is no risk when trying because they have a 90-day money-back guarantee. But with 91% of customers saying they saw visibly thicker hair with Vegamore in just 3 months, you don't want to run out.
No, you're not going to want to run out. You're not going to want to return it. So give your hair exactly what it's been craving with Vegamore. Go to vegamore.com/gals and use code GALS to save 20% on your first order. That's vegamor.com/gals, code GALS to save 20% at vegamore.com/gals and treat your hair.
Try it. Okay, we ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, first one, little controversial.
Ooh. Okay.
Like morally reprehensible?
Yeah, but also they were really little. So like,
Aw.
you know.
What are you going to do?
Right. Okay. Quote. So when I was a child, let's say 7 or 8-ish, I decided to catch a bunch of minnows in the creek near my house in a bucket and bring them home to experiment on.
Uh-oh.
John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, golly.
I basically spent the afternoon in my parents' garage inventing new ways to kill/torture tiny fish.
Oh my
God.
Parentheses.
Honey, no.
Where were my parents?
Yeah. Good question.
We could be 7 years old, hanging out in the garage for hours, unsupervised.
Oh, yeah. This sounds like my childhood. And we had like a creek in our backyard, so I can't believe we didn't like catch minnows and do experiments on them, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm disturbed.
Your dad had a fly fishing tying room in your house. You just did it in a special room.
Mm-hmm.
You just did it the bougie way.
We made our own.
Precisely.
We weren't killing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my experiments spanned from threading them behind the eyes with a needle
Oh my
God.
Okay.
to you're not ready. To dropping them in a cup of chemicals to slowly crushing them in a vice and watching their eyes bulge out of their heads.
I don't like
fucking
this at
Christ.
all.
Are you in jail?
They're 7.
Well, yeah, but that's
Okay.
early warning signs.
I know, but they go on to say,
It's before their arson period.
Yeah.
they go on to say, I've always been an animal person.
Oh, clearly.
Growing up with cats and dogs, but somehow there was a disconnect with fish. I didn't see them as animals, really, so it didn't seem wrong to me. Yeah. Although I do remember meticulously cleaning up after myself as to leave no evidence behind.
Yeah, you knew, honey.
So
you knew something was off.
So maybe I knew it was wrong after all.
Yeah, you did. You hid your tracks.
Don't worry, though. As an adult, I have plenty of empathy for others and did not end up being a psychopath.
That's exactly what a psychopath would say.
Love, shameful fish killer.
Oh, my God. Honey, no.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I mean, it took a lot of guts.
Okay.
Ew.
Ish. Awful.
To fill up that bathtub.
To write in with that story.
A whole bathtub? No.
Of guts. Minnow guts.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Next one.
We're off to a terrifying start.
Quote, I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, roughly 45 minutes northeast of the Twin Cities.
Okay.
We are known for our unique kitchen appliance-shaped water tower. If you know, you know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Can someone let us know what that is?
Let us in on this.
Yeah. The story starts the night of my sophomore prom. Let me pause real quick and say, yes, prom was technically only for juniors and seniors, but I was dating an upperclassman at the time and was able to go as his date. Honey, me too.
Yep. I went to prom sophomore year too.
I ended up going all 4 years of high school and thus lettered in prom. Impressive
God damn it.
or sad?
I'm
you tell
so
me.
jealous. I wanted to let her in prom, but I missed my freshman year.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Out of the
Was
running
not that
before it
cool.
even began.
I know. It's so sad.
Okay, I had to cut this down for time. So what was cut, basically shenanigans ensue, making it so that this 15-year-old who doesn't even have a learner's permit, quote unquote, has to drive her friend's car home.
Uh-oh. Little
Okay.
drunk situation.
Yeah. The friend who was driving is drunk, and so the only one sober enough to drive is the one that doesn't know how to drive.
Yeah.
Okay. And the parents can never find out, so we'd rather take our lives in our hands.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the quote. So, quote, Jill was more afraid of her mom than she was of the law.
Mm-hmm.
She threw me her keys and said it was time to leave. So I did what any smart, responsible, mature 15-year-old would do. I jumped behind the wheel of her 2000 baby blue Dodge Grand Caravan and we were off.
Oh my God.
Hey, if you're going to be bouncing around with no idea how to drive, at least you picked a safe ride.
That's true. A
That
minivan,
thing's a tank.
it's not going to flip.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Can't go too fast.
Yeah, you're probably going to harm others, but not yourself.
Yeah, fine.
Lots of padding.
Yeah, you're good.
So this house was on the outside of town, so I had roughly 15 minutes of driving through back roads along farms and 5 minutes of driving through town.
That's a lot of driving for someone who has no idea how to drive. Like, I'm getting very nervous right now.
And different environments.
Yeah, a lot of different terrain.
I feel like if you live in a rural area, though, you get a lot of time behind the wheel before it's
She
legal.
specified that she had not.
It's not, yeah, that she doesn't know how.
Oh,
Or they. I'm sorry. I'm gendering them. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a girl.
Okay.
So after about 10 minutes, I started to feel more at ease and thought I could handle it.
Oh, I'm awesome
God.
at this. Like, she
Yeah.
puts the seat back,
Yeah, totally. One
She
leg
takes
up
her
on the
driving-
dash.
adjusts the mirror.
takes her driving gloves out of her pocket, pops those on, her leather gloves.
All caps, mistake.
Oh, God.
In
Oh,
the
no.
middle of a right turn, I saw a car in the distance and immediately panicked.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of other cars when you're driving.
As a result, I made too wide of a turn and started veering into the left lane. Desperately trying to correct myself, I jerked the wheel in the opposite direction, sending the minivan over the right lane, off the road, and straight into a cornfield.
Oh, my God.
No.
Can you imagine just seeing another car down the road and freaking out that you drive into a ditch?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, Kenyon probably has done that.
oh, right.
I
It's like
haven't
Kenyon
done
on
it, but
rollerblades.
I've thought about it. Oh my God. It was this moment in a field of 3-foot-tall corn with a strange car approaching fast that I knew I'd fucked up.
Yeah.
Once again, I did what any reasonable, level-headed, law-abiding citizen would do.
Did you run?
I slammed my foot on the gas.
No. Wait, in the ditch?
In the
In
cornfield.
Baby girl.
She's not in a ditch. She's
That's right.
right side up in a cornfield.
Oh, honey, no. No.
I tore through that block of corn before I was able to find a lower point in the ditch and get back up on the road. Didn't even stop.
No, you did not. Girl.
When I saw the car in the distance turn away from me, that car just being like, I saw nothing.
I know, right?
I'm not getting involved
None of
in
my
this.
business.
Yeah, nothing to do with me. I'm getting out of here.
Pinky promised not to tell. I'm going to die with this knowledge.
I knew the coast was clear. I pulled off to the side of the road, jumped out of the car, and proceeded to freak the fuck out. So basically, your adrenaline wore off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jill pulled up behind me and got out of the car crying, laughing. She helped me.
This is a good friend. This is a good
She helped
friend.
me pull bits of corn stalk out of the front grill. And then told me to get my shit together and get back in.
Get back in there.
You're going to get us home, god damn it.
I drove the rest of the trip barefoot,
No.
which is also illegal, but probably the
Yup.
least of your worries, and sweating like a pregnant nun, but I made it through town and to her house.
Holy What an ordeal.
Sweating like a pregnant nun.
None.
Except for our close friends, nobody ever found out, and I did eventually get my license.
Good for you.
Till
You should have
next
counted that 15 minutes toward your behind the wheel hours.
Totally.
Till next time, baby driver. P.S. A few months later, after my birthday, Jill and I went to a 16-plus foam party at Myth
Ish.
nightclub.
No. Ick.
Clearly, all the mistakes were made that year.
God.
The 16 plus parties at Myth.
Oh, we went to some of those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And Tropics.
God.
Teen night at
Yeah.
Tropics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Underage prowl night.
I was
Fucking
not allowed to go with you
flashback.
guys.
Okay.
Oh, I went clubbing frequently.
Ew. Jesus.
Why not?
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, all right. We're taking down the adrenaline a little bit for the next one because I am sweating like a pregnant nun right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Quote. About 3 years ago, my mother lent me this priceless family heirloom crystal punch bowl.
Well,
Do you know where it's going?
Well,
time to hit that old dusty trail.
Sucks for your mom.
Yeah. Well, this seems like this is your mom's bad. Shouldn't
priceless
have done
family heirloom crystal punch bowl.
No, bad idea.
It's a lot of words in a row that you don't want to fuck with.
Really
lot of red
bad idea.
flags.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous with a super intricate design and cups to match.
Literally one of a kind, irreplaceable.
I was throwing a New Year's Eve party.
No, honey. No.
That turned out to be super tame anyways, but that's show business, baby.
Oh my God.
And my mom told me I could use it for whatever cheap jungle juice I was going to make.
Mom.
Mom, why? She signed off on this.
Yeah. Mom
This is
fucked
on the
up.
mom.
Yep.
This is 100,000% on the mom.
Yep.
I am not lending
I'm
my
victim blaming.
adult children fucking anything until they're 40. And I say this as a 34-year-old. I am
Honestly-
not taking responsibility yet.
Even then, it's risky.
I was cleaning the bowl in the kitchen with a friend and had just gotten finished explaining how important it was to be careful with the punch bowl.
Okay.
When I moved it from the sink to the counter, the bowl was wet and my hands still had soap on them, and the bowl hit the bottom shelf of my kitchen cabinets and came crashing to the counter.
Sure did.
There was really only like 3 inches of space between the bowl and the counter, but it was heavy, and since I didn't have a good grip on it, it shattered.
Oh.
Like, there was no possible way I could ever glue it back together.
Yeah,
Also,
not
it's
happening.
crystal, so you could not.
You can't.
After standing there in shock for 10 seconds, I immediately got the box, got my computer, and began scrolling eBay for a replacement bowl.
Good fucking luck.
Smart.
Because when I fuck up, I think of the ways I can get out of it, not how I should apologize.
Well, yeah. First, you try to problem solve. Apologizing is last resort.
Yeah, who are you really helping by
this
not
Amanda's
solving it and
confession?
apologizing?
Last resort. Yeah. Oh, this could totally be my
And so
confession.
I re-recorded my responses to all of your jokes for an
Yup.
entire 2-hour plus episode and spliced them in meticulously one by one.
I'm not going to take you down with my fuck ups. If I can just figure it out, no one has to know. Let's go do it.
Oh my God.
We
Okay.
You're
didn't
welcome,
know
by
for
the
like
way.
2 years.
I know. I didn't want to trouble you.
Amazing. Okay.
Didn't want to trouble you.
So there was some dude in Alberta who was selling it, and I paid like $120 to have the bowl and another 24 cups that came with it shipped overnight to my apartment. Overnight.
Wow. I'm amazed she found
Yeah.
a replacement. That's
Yeah.
actually incredible.
I never said a word, and my mom accepted the new bowl without blinking. She never suspected a thing and even gave me the bowl as a gift later on. When I moved, I had to put the other 24 cups because now I have 48 of them.
That's the best.
I know. That's so many.
Best.
I know. That's the part that got me. In parentheses, what the actual fuck do I do with 48 tiny ass punch bowl crystal cups? That's way.
Six
so
is too
many.
many.
48.
74 is too many.
48.
Six is 4 more than you'd ever use.
48.
48. You could start a wedding rental business.
No shit.
Restaurants don't even have that many cups.
Imagine having 48 people at a party with punch.
That's my nightmare.
I don't have 48 cups
No.
at all in my home.
I know.
I collect cups and I don't have 48 cups.
The 48 punch bowl cups got me. It's hidden under my bed.
Did they fit?
Because she helped me pack, so I had to keep my lie going.
I bet she knew. I bet she knew.
Oh my God, I just laughed myself into a sneeze. Holy shit, just donate the other fucking cups. Just drop them off at a Goodwill. Just let them
Get
go.
rid of them.
Sell them. Sell just the cups. Somebody
Yes.
broke 5 of their own tiny cups. They
God.
want your cups.
48.
You got enough to spare.
It's
Oh my-
too many. It is
Oh my God.
too many.
Oh my God.
Last year, I got super shit-faced with my mom and some friends at this taco place called Barrio. I have to butt plug the Cleveland restaurant scene, even though this particular restaurant is mediocre. That's the weirdest sentence of all time.
We have Barrio here in Minneapolis too, and it's okay.
And ended up telling her everything. Fortunately, she was also shit-faced and
Good
so
girl.
thought it was hilarious, but now refuses to tell the rest of the family because she thinks they'll be mad that I broke Grandma's punch bowl.
Broken heirloom.
So really, the worst thing I've ever done is not breaking a family heirloom, but getting my mom in on the lie.
Yeah, now she's guilty by association. Wow, that's phenomenal.
There you go.
Love it.
Never borrow family heirlooms.
Oh my God. Again, mom's fault through and through.
Yeah.
Mhm. They have to either be given to you, but never ever lent.
Yep. And if they are lent, they have to be worthless. And you have to assume they're never coming back.
Yeah. Next one. Quote, I woke up early one morning when my roommate was showering in the bathroom we shared. I started feeling an impending bowel event. You thought we could get through a whole GACC without a bowel event? You
No.
were wrong.
I would never think that. Yeah. I'm not going to get through this recording without a bowel event.
But I decided to hold it until he was done. I'm a female and didn't feel comfortable barging in on my male roommate to take a dump while he was showering. Fair. A few minutes passed and I started to rock back and forth on my bed while the need to poop steadily increased.
Been there. Been there.
I began to panic as I realized that this was becoming an emergency situation.
Oh, yeah.
What do? I wondered. Should I go outside?
Oh, my God.
I don't have time to drive to the gas station.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, it needs to happen now.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I looked over in the corner of my room and spotted the cabinet that contained my cat's litter box.
I knew it. I was literally going to say litter box it. Let's go.
I pulled it out of the cabinet, took my pants off, and took a squat.
Oh,
My cat looked at me
No.
with utter
No.
confusion
Eye contact.
as I took a gigantic dump in his litter box.
Oh.
Just see the cat's big eyes, ears back. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, is this something I have to deal with now?
Yeah.
Are we gonna share this now?
You're using my toilet.
There is
Can I
something.
help you?
Yeah. Are you lost?
Do you see me on your toilet, ma'am?
Oh my God.
There is something truly humbling about having to scoop your own massive shit out of your cat's
Yeah.
litter box.
Wow. That reminds me of when before Bill and I lived together, we each just had our own individual 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartments. And he was over one day and I was taking a bubble bath and he had to poop and he didn't want to disturb me. So he just texted me BRB and walked to a bar down the street. Walked in, took a shit, walked out, like didn't buy a thing, and then came back to the house. And I was like, "Where'd you go?" And he's like, "I pooped at Pat's Tap." I was like, "Jesus Christ. You could have just told me you had to poop and I would have just gotten out of the tub."
No, but then you can't get back in the tub because then it smells like shit.
Poop. No, I know.
Yeah.
I appreciate what he did, but I was like, you have been gone for 30 minutes just pooping at Pat's Tap down
Why
the
do
street.
men take so long to shit? What is wrong with their bowels?
I don't know.
It's,
I really
if
don't
I
know.
if I have to poop, I poop. It's done in seconds. I don't get it.
Depends
quick one.
on if I've done my Wordle that day or not.
Yeah.
True.
Last one. Quote, "This is the worst thing I've ever done. In 2018, I got out of my shitty 3-year relationship and moved states to start a new job. I hadn't enjoyed sex with my ex for probably 2.5 out of those 3 years. Oh,
Wow.
honey. So when I moved states, I became, in the words of Cardi B, a certified freak 7 days a week.
Good girl.
Now on to maybe one of the most embarrassing things to happen to me in my adult life.
Yes.
So I was on a variety of dating apps to find both a relationship and or some good D. Like, whatever,
Why
whatever's
not both?
avail. So I met up with this guy and he started talking this huge sex game. He even said that he was, quote, addicted to sex.
Okay.
To which I was like, okay, dude. Well, guess what? His sex game was weak.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who talks a big, huge game. So flash forward a day or two, I had a date with a different dude. We really vibed, and it may have been the wine that I'd had at dinner, but I was feeling it.
Honey, go get it.
Yeah. So we went back to my place and we started hooking up. He goes to put a condom on, but drops it. So as he's searching around in the sheets, he finds a different condom wrapper.
Oops.
Oh my God.
The previous dude not only gave me the most lackluster sex, but also had the audacity to leave his fucking wrapper in my bed.
Clean up after yourself.
Right.
God.
So current dude is on top of me holding an empty condom wrapper. The mood was most definitely ruined and he left shortly after.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed for not for having an active sex life, but that the evidence of it was left in my bed and found by this dude. I have no idea how I didn't feel it when I was sleeping in bed or how my dog didn't chew it to pieces.
Listen, the amount of times I've woken up with like peanuts stuck to me because I forgot I was eating peanuts when I fell asleep.
Candy wrappers.
I get it.
Anyway,
Coins.
Coins.
didn't you solve the coin thing? Didn't you solve that? Wasn't there something
it
about
was-
like men's pocket?
Yeah,
Yeah.
men just they sleep in their jeans, and they just leave their shit in their pockets. They just sleep. Yeah, there's always coins in single
is-
men's beds.
College or single men with
Disgusting.
bedding that's like only brown or navy blue.
Or
and there's-
forest green.
Yep. And there's always coins.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like fleece bedding,
Yeah.
but in the
It's-
middle of summer.
Fleece
Disgusting.
bedding year round, washed maybe once a year.
Yep.
Yeah. Coins. Yeah.
Ugh.
I can smell it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
There's like one pillowcase that's like plaid, like buffalo
Yeah.
checked or something.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. And
I've
then the
slept with
pillow
that boy.
underneath it is yellowed.
Yeah.
Yep. And has no case on it and it's
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah, flat.
Flat.
Why
face.
is this here?
Yeah, fucking throw it away.
I have had sex with that boy so many times in my life.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
When I first
I think I
started staying
married
over
one.
at Bill's house and he because Bill does laundry regularly, I was shook.
That's all it takes. The bar is so low.
It's so low. It's so low.
Yeah. Last sentence. Anyway, moral of the story, when you're being a lil hoe, make sure to check your bed for evidence.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hoe away.
Hoe it up.
I have a distinct memory in high school at that Weeblerville apartment. I don't know if it's one of the boys my senior year that I slept with, either my previous boyfriend or the sweet virgin.
I know
But
exactly
I don't
who we're
remember
talking
which
about.
one. Yeah, I don't remember which one. But I remember my mom, I think it was Sweet Virgin. We were hanging out.
I think it was the other one because I know this story.
I don't think so because it was later. It was later in the year. There was
Oh.
an issue. There was an incident with my mom with that one too. But Sweet Virgin was over. We were just hanging out in my room, nothing was going down. But we had previously had
gone down.
fornications. And my mom came in to say hi to him or something, and I didn't realize that the spent condom was just
Oh my God.
on the floor by the bed.
Oh my God.
And so I'm just quietly putting my foot over it and hoping she does, and rolling it back toward the bed to hide it while my mother is asking him how band practice has been going and having a nice conversation with this very sweet, gentle Boy Scout that I ruined. But
He was
anyway.
so tender. Remember when
So
I found
tender.
his planner in the hallway?
Yes.
He was a tender little sweetheart. Whatever happened to him? Where did he end up?
He's an ice climbing instructor in New Zealand, so it never would have worked out.
No.
Never would have worked
No.
out.
Not written in the stars.
No way. Fucking cannot imagine a worse match. I cannot. I mean, God bless him. He seems very happy. He's such a sweetheart, one of the nicest people in the world, but my God, absolutely not.
You know, at some
no.
point, one of his friends has asked him, oh, who was the first person you had sex with?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, this
Oh, we
fucking
got-
lunatic. I went to high
We
school
got
with.
we got caught by the cops the first time because we did it in his mom's car.
minivan.
Yeah, he made a bed or something in the back of the minivan. We went to Purgatory Park, obviously.
Yeah.
It's where everybody had sex in our high school.
Yep.
And then we got caught by the cops right after the deed was done. And the police officer was like, young man, whose vehicle was this? And he had to be like, my mom's. And he was literally an Eagle Scout. He'd never been in trouble in his entire life. And this cop was just trying not to laugh at us. So he let us go. And then he just silently drove us through the Taco Bell drive-thru, and we ate chalupas in silence. And then he took me home.
That's a great date.
That was our first time. Well, not mine, but his first time ever.
That's a great date.
It's okay, see you tomorrow. It's always fun and interesting.
Okay,
You're with-
process this on your own. Bye.
Yeah. And then I moved away 2 months later.
Did you say goodbye?
He can't
Yeah,
visit
yeah.
you.
He did come to visit. So, he's fine. But-
He is doing fine.
Yeah. So all that to say, I have also found condom remnants where I did not want to find condom remnants in my life.
with unwitting witnesses.
Yeah. I will never forget my stomach falling into my ass when I look down and it's barely 5 feet from my mother. And I'm like, oh, fucking God. Oh, my God. Don't draw attention. Keep eye contact. Don't draw attention. Don't freak out.
Yeah. Better a random hookup see that than your mother.
Oh, 1,000% your mother when
In
you're a
her
senior in
home.
high school in her house. Yeah, That could have been
No.
bad. Anyway. I relate to you.
Anyway.
At least
Long
you're
story
being
short.
safe. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I was being safe.
Oh my God.
Should we
Oh,
hear
the
a quick
good old
word
days.
from our sponsors?
Yeah, Trojan.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for a couple of striking stories?
I
Let's
can't
do
wait.
it.
Okay. So this news story just broke a couple of days ago, and it is pretty rough So be careful listening, and also trigger warning.
Oh, no.
Headline is Gruesome Find. Rotting remains of 96-pound recluse found sunken into couch crater
Yep.
after years of neglect, and her parents may face charges.
Yeah,
Wait,
I went down a Reddit rabbit hole about this case on the true crime subreddit, and
It just happened.
yeah, this came out like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Wait. She was a child or an adult?
We'll
Adult.
get to it.
Yeah.
That was just the
Oh,
headline.
God.
So here's the actual article. The rotting remains of a reclusive 36-year-old were found on a feces-covered couch as her parents are accused of neglect.
Mm-hmm.
Lacey Ellen Fletcher's body was found sunken into her family's living room couch, weighing just 96 pounds.
It's so fucking
Oh,
sad.
my God.
There's a photo of her on the drive, and then there's also a photo of the couch to give you an idea of how fucking gross it was.
Oh, my God. Oh, this poor little baby.
Mm-hmm.
On the morning of January 3rd, Sheila Fletcher called 911 after discovering... See, this part really...
It's fucked up.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
After discovering her daughter's body, deputies entered the home to a, quote, strong stench, said District Attorney Sam D'Aquila. Stacey Fletcher of Slaughter, Louisiana.
Oh,
Rough.
no.
It could be
No.
Slafter.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Let's go with Slafter.
Totally.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Lacey died at her parents' home after she'd been anchored to a living room couch for an undetermined amount of time. Her body was found surrounded by feces and urine she had worn through the couch's upholstery, according to D'Aquila.
Yeah, there was like fusion.
Because of the decomposition or before?
She'd been basically like decomposing alive leading up to
like
this.
bed
Well, yeah, we'll
sores,
get to it, and then
Yep.
And then-
sores.
Amanda
yeah.
can kind of fill in the remaining questions, because I still have a lot of questions.
Ugh.
Lacey was found with severe ulcers on her underside. She was suffering from bacterial infections and was positive for COVID. Dr. Ewell DeWitt Bickham III, the East Feliciana Parish coroner, found.
How did she get COVID? Her must have been her parents. If nobody else.
Yeah, brought it into the house.
Yeah. Bickham ruled the woman's death a homicide. He told WAFB her cause of death stems from at least a decade of medical neglect.
Oh my.
Her parents, Sheila and Clay Fletcher, had not been formally charged with the crime, nor have they been arrested, but D'Aquila is set to ask grand jury to bring charges against them. Quote, the caretakers just let her sit on the couch. She just urinated and used the bathroom on the couch. It was
Yep.
so horrific.
And she's like developmentally disabled as
Yeah.
well. I'm not sure. One article I read was that like she's on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
Well, we'll kind of get to it.
Yeah, I think she had some comorbidities with her mental health, but it's just so fucking
But then they
sad.
anchored her to it. It wasn't even
Well,
just.
she wasn't physically
Restrained.
tied. Let's
Yeah.
let me read the rest of this, and then we can discuss.
Mhm.
In addition to second-degree murder, the Fletchers could also be charged with manslaughter, cruelty to the infirmed, or negligent homicide. D'Aquila told WAFB. He said it is unclear if anyone but Lacey's parents saw her in the years leading up to her death. Lacey suffered from a disability, her parents said in an interview with detectives on January 18th. So she's been like kind of missing since January.
Yeah. Just so under the radar that they.
Well, I guess no. So the mom, quote unquote, discovered her in January.
Discovered her dead in January, but she'd been living in the home. I mean, she wasn't missing. The parents knew where she was,
Yes,
and they
she-
were like
well-
giving her food and stuff.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing. Yeah. So this says Lacey was homeschooled from the time she was in high school and experienced severe social anxiety as a teen, according to her
Yeah,
parents.
I'm sure the education was top notch that they gave her.
Right. The Fletchers also stated that their daughter refused to leave the living room couch. They claimed to have brought Lacey her meals, saying that she would even urinate and defecate in towels or on the floor because she was so afraid to leave the couch. The Fletchers also claimed that Lacey had not seen a doctor in 10 years because, according to them, she had not been ill.
Yeah.
D'Aquila says the couple claimed Lacey was, quote, of sound mind to make her own type of decisions.
Nope.
Sheila Fletcher even claims to have regularly cleaned her daughter's sores, but D'Aquila believes this part is so dumb. This is how the article ends. He believes there is a message to be learned here. Quote, you need to take care of your people better than you do your animals.
Oh my
I just
God.
want people to recognize if you have a situation like that, you have to take action.
Which, like, okay.
He's trying,
he's trying to point out that
this person.
Yeah,
was
he's trying to
treated
point out
worse
that this
even
was,
than,
like,
animal
horrific.
abuse. But
I know, it was just,
But it's
just
not well
fucking
said.
gross. And there isn't a whole lot of information here, so like,
it's still unfolding for sure.
yeah.
We're going to be finding stuff out. But, like, those parents,
I just don't.
you got to call in reinforcements if it's gotten outside of your ability to care for somebody. Like,
Well, the
you
other
can't just let it literally fester like that.
another article I read said that these parents like went to church every week and they were like very helpful, upstanding, friendly, nice
Involved in
people
the
in their
community.
community. And then this.
It's just so, how well do you ever know a
fucking
person? You just
like
don't.
these cases are just so horrific. But like,
It's one of the worst I've ever seen. It's
it's
really
also
bad.
like, how was there not an outside person, social worker, something
Mm-hmm.
assigned to check on this person? Like, she just literally fell through the cracks.
She was 36, so it wasn't like a child, you know,
Right.
social
And it
services
also is
thing.
like, look, I'm gonna piss some people off saying this, but like, I don't think homeschooling should exist.
Oh, it's really weird.
I think it's
There's not a lot of oversight.
there's not enough oversight, and it is no.
Well, it's isolate. It can be super duper isolating, and like how much is that really helping the children who are supposed
With
to be
their social
learning?
development
But yeah,
and-
school isn't just about learning. You know,
I'm sure
math
that
and
there
whatever.
are cases where it is beneficial for the child and the family, but when it's just
Certainly.
like religious homeschooling.
It freaks me out.
And there is not enough oversight, and it's just like accepted in our society, and then you end up with people like Madison fucking Cawthorn.
Oh my God, he got caught again for going through TSA with a loaded weapon. That's the second time.
Yup.
He is such a fucking idiot.
That guy's a lunatic. I hate him.
I know, I do too.
Oh, well, that's really sad.
it's so
I'm so
sad.
sorry.
It's so fucking sad.
Yeah. So, do we need a
Yeah.
palate cleanser?
Yes.
Still about a decomposing body, but a lot more cheerful.
That's as good
Okay.
as Lucy gets.
So here's the headline. Pet duck leads police to murder victim and elusive clues. Quote, if I
Yes.
could give that duck a medal, I would.
Just do it.
You can.
Just do it.
Just replace all police with ducks.
Give it a
I'm here for
bell and
this.
tie a little tiny bell around its neck.
Oh my God, and a little hat.
No one's out here screaming all ducks are bastards. Give them a chance.
Yeah, if birds even are real.
Listen, they're all spawned inside of the Space Needle, which is also not real.
Okay. Someone's pet duck has helped investigators in Western North Carolina close a missing persons investigation that began more than 2 years ago.
Damn.
On April 21st of this year, so just a couple weeks ago as we record, Angela Wamsley, age 46, and Mark Barnes, age 50, were formally charged with first-degree murder in connection with the death of Wamsley's grandmother, Nellie Sullivan.
Oh,
There's a picture of these gems on the
killed his
drive.
Yeah, they are
grandma.
nasty.
Officials have yet to determine when or how Sullivan was killed, but they believe she has been dead for, quote, multiple years.
And they were, let me
Wow.
guess, they were
Wham-
getting her Social Security checks.
Oh, they
Probably.
sure were.
Mm-hmm.
Wamsley and Barnes, who are a married couple, have been in custody since mid-December of 2020 when the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office opened an investigation into Sullivan's disappearance, which was almost immediately deemed as suspicious, according to a statement from the Sheriff's Office. Early in the investigation, Wamsley and Barnes were charged with misdemeanor animal cruelty, unlawfully reconnecting a utility, animal abandonment, and synthetic cannabinoid
Okay,
possession.
Mm-hmm.
Barnes was additionally
Fucking
charged with
spice. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Ick.
possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. So they're on
They're
a great
real
track
winners.
here.
I like the unlawful connection.
A
of,
utility.
like, they were like
Utilities.
stealing,
Yeah.
stealing
No,
cable
they
or
were
some
cooking
shit.
meth. You need to
Probably.
you,
And
yeah,
stealing
you
electricity or
get flagged
gas
if your
or-
usage of electricity is way too high.
Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly.
I love it. I just like to think they were stealing cable.
Maybe that too, but
I mean, why not? Why not
Why
both?
not both? Yeah.
Detectives had been searching for any sign of Sullivan, who was in her 90s, since those initial arrests. Numerous search warrants were executed at various locations as part of the investigation, and authorities discovered that Wamsley and Barnes allegedly continued to collect their grandmother's benefits checks.
if Grandma
There it is.
Helen had lived a little bit longer, there would have been someone
If
assigned
only.
to the case to make sure that like no one was engaging in benefits fraud because she was so old.
Fucking
so
probably.
old.
Who's weekend at Birdieing this
it would
woman?
send up a flag like there's no way this bitch is still alive.
The someone would be my mother. My mother would be in jail.
Be like, I swear to God, that bitch is alive. She just put on all of her jewelry and demanded to
Yeah.
be taken to Olive Garden.
I haven't
Check the Olive Garden.
touched her money. It's all gone to Olive Garden and Talbot's. I have the receipt.
Red Lobster.
Yeah, she did not like Red Lobster. Too
Oh, okay.
spicy.
Oh, that was Corey's grandma.
Not a
Loved Red
seafood
Lobster.
gal.
It's the rolls.
I love the lob.
We took Grandma Lynn to a sushi restaurant once. She put on
No.
a
How'd
brave
that
face,
go?
but it was not her face.
No.
She put on a brave face.
bless
Oh,
her.
Lynn.
I love her so much.
I'm in a dark place.
I'm in a dark, dark place.
Anyway, how are you?
Okay, continuing with this article. These two gems also allegedly continued to have her prescriptions filled.
What were they?
Quote,
Painkillers? Because I don't think they were
Crabs.
just doing that
It
to
was
cover their
something.
tracks.
No. On December 20th, 2021, Mr. Barnes was charged with concealing a death, and Miss Wamsley received the same charge on January 7th, 2021. I think that should be 2022. Reads the sheriff's office statement. Wamsley was also charged with assault with a deadly weapon on a detention officer at the Buncombe County Detention Facility in January of 2021.
What a gem.
Then in March, the pair were charged with obtaining a controlled substance by fraud or forgery, trafficking in heroin or opium by possession, trafficking in heroin or opium by transport, and felony conspiracy. While Barnes provided authorities with a location allegedly suggesting the missing woman's remains might be there, a search of the area turned up nothing. Without Sullivan's body, detectives were unable to accuse the couple of her murder. So basically, all these charges are up against them. The cops know that they had something to do with
they
it.
can't. They know she's
But they haven't,
missing.
they don't have a body.
Yeah.
They can't, yeah.
Yeah, they can't confirm anything yet, so.
But all that changed on April 14th of 2022 when a pet duck
I
escaped
forgot.
its owners.
I forgot why we were even
I also forgot about the duck. I also totally forgot about
a jolt of dopamine.
I know, they really
I need
bury the
duckamine.
lead in this story, but that's okay. Duckamine.
Duckamine.
So the pet duck escaped its owners and fatefully scurried beneath a trailer in Candler, North Carolina. In their efforts to reclaim the duck, the bird's owners came across the container that Sullivan's body had been placed in. So that's all I know about a container, but I think they went under the trailer, probably smelled something
Yeah, they're
foul.
like,
Foul.
what is this giant barrel doing down here?
Exactly.
Or
Yep.
whatever it was.
Quote, if I could give that duck a medal, I would, says Buncombe County Sheriff's Office Sergeant
Do
Mark
it. Life's
Walker.
short. Especially for a duck.
Life's short. Give the duck a medal. Yeah. An anthropologist is working to determine how long ago Sullivan, who suffered from health issues as well as dementia, was killed. It was unclear as of Tuesday of this week, a couple days ago, if Barnes or Wamsley, who are being held without bond, had entered pleas to any of the charges against them. Their lawyers were unavailable for comment,
You don't say.
as was the duck,
So
apparently.
sad, though. This poor lady. By her grandson.
I know.
Drugs are a hell of a
Gr-
drug. Don't do
Drugs are a hell of a
don't
drug.
do bad
Drugs are
don't
a hell
do bad
of a
drugs.
drug.
Don't do them.
It was her grandma, too.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so sad.
But her husband just helped carry it out. Maybe
my
literally.
God.
Okay. Last but not least, I have a fairly lengthy obit that was sent in by Adrian. So thank you, Adrian.
It's all for you, Adrian.
There's also a photo of this woman on the drive. She really was very pretty. Okay. Jackie Elizabeth McArdle Strompley departed this life on April 23rd, 2022 at the age of 84, peacefully surrounded by her wonderful, charming, ridiculously good-looking, hilariously funny, smart-ass children of hers. Jackie, also affectionately known as Jack-o'-lantern, not sure if she liked that one. Mom, Grandma, MeMops, Jay Stromp, and Jack, all caps. I like MeMops.
I like Jay Stromp.
MeMops.
Jay Stromp. Had the grace and beauty of Jackie Kennedy and the mouth of Richard Pryor, thus the distinction of being known as the Queen of the F-bomb.
Love.
Her story began on March 29th, 1938 in Jamaica, New York. She was the middle child of the late Jack and Marie Dwyer McArdle. She reveled in being the supportive younger sister to her older brother, the late Donald P. McArdle, and the adored older sister to her younger brother, Lynn P. McArdle. Both brothers, according to Jackie, but not confirmed by either, attributed most of their success to her sisterness. After New York, Jackie's family moved to Pittsburgh, which she proudly called home for the rest of her life. Brookline, maybe Brooklyn? Brookline.
I think it's Brookline.
Brookline was her first stop, where she claims she, quote, ran things and graduated without honors, but had a great time at the St. Justin's High School. Her biggest regret during her time there was not being named Miss Brookline, a wound that was kept open and fresh when her son, Timothy P. Marshall, married the former Colleen McPeak, a 1978 Miss Brookline winner.
I mean, in fairness, Jackie should have won Miss Brookline. She's stunning.
Look at her. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And then her son runs off and marries a former beauty queen. I like that the wound was kept open and fresh. Just many of the ways Timothy P. lovingly annoyed his mother over the decades. She then moved around the South Hills with stays in Bethel Park, Green Tree, and Mount Lebanon. Jackie's greatest joy were her three children, Kevin Marshall, Kristen Napoleon, and Timothy Marshall.
Napoleon.
Wow, that's quite a name.
Her middle name is Napoleon.
Napoleon, that's my middle name.
Oh, wait, that must have been her last name. Her new last name.
That's
Kristen
my
Napoleon.
last name.
It's no Rodney Lynn.
Fixed it. Rodney Lynn. Homunculus Wagner. My favorite names.
But she was also a second mother to so many of her kids' friends who would eat her out of house and home when they were teenagers, regardless of whether or not any of Jackie's three kids were actually home at the time.
At my house.
Yeah, exactly. There are not enough words to describe the love she had for her 11 grandchildren, Keely, Liam, and Fiona, Riley, Jamie, Brady, Jake, Hunter, Ryan, Grace, and Sean. She took such pleasure in all of her adventures and the time she spent with them. She loved all the pets throughout her life, from Dixie, Duchess, and Blitz to her many grand pets. She was passionate about sewing and weaving a tapestry of four-letter words into her daily life. While she didn't invent the traffic finger, she did perfect it. She also imparted many keys to life to her three kids, such as, this is kind of confusingly written, but so like if one of her kids got injured, like skinned their knee, she would say, "Just be grateful it's not your ass and you don't have to sit on it."
I mean,
yeah. Is there anything worse than having an ass injury? Sucks.
Oh,
there's
God.
not much worse.
Hemorrhoids. I get it. Other sayings included, "Don't let the door hit you on the ass on your way out," when she was sick of your presence. Or when annoyed by one of her children, she would say, "Someday I'm going to help you find your real mother because there's no way you came from me."
Any of our moms would have said that. I can picture it.
Someday I'm gonna
help you find your real
mother.
mother. Because I know
So
my
I can be
own
released
child
from this
would never
prison.
be this awful to me.
so good. That was my favorite part.
Fucking do it.
Fiercely protective of her children, Jackie would stand up to angry adults who would take exception to her children throwing snowballs or tomatoes at their
Any
cars.
round object.
Mm-hmm. Without skipping a beat, she would challenge them by saying, "No one beats my kids but me."
It was a different. It was a different time.
Wow. Yeah.
Jackie
really was.
Jackie took great pleasure in cooking for her children, making specialty dishes that would haunt them for years, including chop suey, stew, and pork roast. One of the greatest fears her children had was coming home from school and seeing the crock pot simmering. With Kenyon, this is your mom. With an amazing sixth sense, she had the ability to tell when her kids had parties as teenagers because she would notice that the house was a little cleaner upon her arrival back from the trip.
Absolutely. Suspicious. If things are too clean.
Yeah.
I
However,
was out and about like a couple weekend, or maybe it was last weekend, and I was going to be gone like all day, like most of the weekend. And Bill was like, "Okay, I'm going to go through some of our closets and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Can you take photos of anything you're thinking of throwing away?" Like I don't trust you.
Like he was gonna take advantage
trying-
of you being out of the house to purge.
Yep. That's exactly what he was going
He
to do.
should have told you.
I was like, I
Never
know,
would have
that's- He
known.
fucked up.
yeah, he fucked up.
I probably wouldn't have known. I forget what's behind a door 5 minutes after I put it there.
Why are you storing things behind a door?
Because then the mess isn't in the main room.
Oh, okay.
Closets have doors for a reason.
Oh, like in a closet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so suspiciously clean. However, it could also have been the champagne stains on the ceiling.
One time,
Oh,
Zach had a
no.
party as a teenager, and the way that they found out was that he had told people that they could put their cigarettes and blunts out on a wooden cutting board. He didn't have an ashtray, and he was like, "Here, I've got an idea. Just use this." And then
No.
obviously couldn't clean away
No.
the cigarette burns.
Yeah,
Oh my
you've now
God.
burned your cutting board.
Do either of you remember a really great house party that I threw when my parents were out of town? But somebody was like, people were smoking cigarettes and whatever else out on the deck. And then for some reason, they threw all their cigarette butts in the toilet.
Oh, no.
And the toilet got clogged. And somebody threw up in that toilet, but it was clogged.
No.
And I didn't know where the plunger was kept because apparently my family's weird. We don't keep them in the
you
bathroom.
keep them hidden in the garage. So if anyone needs
Yeah.
a plunger, they have to ask the head of the household
My dad.
to go
It's
on a
Kenyon's-
scavenger hunt.
Kenyon's so mad about this. This comes up frequently.
I know.
Horrible situation.
It's so bad.
I had to go to Ace Hardware and buy a plunger and race home. And I think my parents knew something was up because they got home hours before they were supposed to and didn't call me to tell me they were almost home till they were on Pleasant View Road.
That was a test.
I got in trouble for that one, but that's okay. Worth it. It was fun.
I'm just
okay.
never leaving town when I have teenagers. It's never happening.
No.
Not in my house. I like my shit way too much.
I like my shit.
I
way
like
too
my
much.
stuff. It's been curated over many years.
True. You would be devastated if any of your items got broken. Okay, back to Jackie. She also loved double stuffed Oreo cookies, chocolate milkshakes, M&Ms, the Oxford comma, irreverent and inappropriate humor, and fart jokes.
Girl after
Good
our
girl.
hearts.
She had a lively smile, and it was beyond fun to make her laugh. Her kids and grandkids competed to see who could make her laugh and try to get her to admit who her favorite child or grandchild was. An ardent fan of the Pittsburgh sports teams, Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins. Sure, why not? She was instrumental in her children's love of sports and encouraged that passion throughout her life, attending her last Pirates game in the fall and finally getting a foul ball.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I love it.
Jackie's educational story did not end with her short stint at Carlow College in the late 50s. In 1990, she completed her 4-year degree at Carlow and became one of their oldest graduates. After she proudly accepted her degree, her entire family was asked to leave the theater for wreaking so much havoc when her name was called, which was another Carlow record.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
She was fortunate enough to celebrate her 84th birthday just a few weeks ago with much of her family and a chocolate milkshake. She was very proud of her Irish heritage. Kenyon, you'll like this part. And was a member of the Pittsburgh chapter of the Daughters of Erin and the Fagwawi Irish tribe, a close-knit, exclusive Irish women's club that raised money to send arms to Ireland to help liberate her beloved ancestral
Is it the Fagawi?
home.
Like the Fagawi? We're the Irish, but we're the Fagawi?
Oh, maybe. It's this F-A and then another word, G-A-U, and then another word, W-E-E.
We're the Fagawi.
Fagawi.
Where the fuck are we?
Well,
This is like a picker nose situation to me.
there's
The picker nose.
There's some garlic bread coming up. I thought it was at that part. but-
Ooh.
While Jerry Adams, Bono, and Michael Collins get most of the press, Jackie was a prominent figure, her words, not ours, in the background during the fight to reunify Ireland. Also preceding Jackie in death were her husband, Bill Strumpel, older brother Donald, and his wife Beverly. She is survived by her children, their spouses, all of the grandchildren, her brother Lynn, and roughly 10,000 nieces, nephews, great nieces, and nephews. Too many to mention in this obituary when it is costing us by the letter. Jackie may be gone, but she will never be forgotten. Never, ever. Okay, so here we
Whoa,
go.
Okay, creepy. The way you delivered that last line was a little scary.
Never.
Never,
Ever.
be forgotten.
Go Nairi and bother leet, which is garlic bread for may the road rise up to meet you.
Garlic
Oh.
I obviously said that wrong, but that's okay. A big thank you to the wonderful staff at Asbury Heights Nursing Home in Mount Lebanon and Commonwealth Hospice. In lieu of flowers, please donate to the Gary Sinise Foundation in support of veterans. And then the
Lieutenant Dan.
And then all the funeral
Yeah.
info.
and then the funeral info. But I just like Jackie.
Yeah.
She sounds like a hoot.
She does sound like a hoot.
Rest in peace, Jackie.
It's Jackie.
Oh,
It's Jackie.
R.I.P. MeMops.
Oh,
MeMops is cute.
That was a good one.
MeMops, J
Yeah.
Stromp, and Jack-o'-lantern.
Well done.
God bless.
Yeah, well, yeah, like as we've said, keep sending in the worst things you've ever done and some hilarious headlines and obits or just gross headlines.
Like
'cause I
anything
love
with like
that
a
shit.
corpse or skeletal remains, that stuff goes to
Decomp.
Lucy, not to Amanda.
Yes. Give it
Yeah.
all to me.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Well,
Oh my God. Well, we'll see you next month. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip, music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell, editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers.